I'm Big Will Evanson, and it's time to talk sports. It's Friday, which means it's time to lock into some high school football, and boy, do we have an absolutely loaded slate tonight. Our game at Stoker Stadium tonight is a fascinating matchup. Glenwood Springs started the year 3-0, took down Aspen, ran through Grand Junction to start the year, but they had that heartbreaking loss to a really good rifle team, and then fell to Basson, a team that looks really dangerous at 4-0, but meanwhile for Central, we talk about flying out of the gates with that schedule. The Warriors played all three other Grand Valley teams to start the year. They beat Palisade, beat Grand Junction, but last week a disappointing output in a blowout loss down in Durango. So two teams we know are both capable, but they are coming off of losses and are eager for wins. We will have the highlights coming up tonight at 10 on Friday Night Frenzy. And the road to the state title continues over in Delta. The Panthers looking to stay unbeaten and get to 5-0. They'll be at home tonight taking on a Wildcats team still looking for a win. Can Delta get one step closer to avenging last year's loss in the title game? Find out at 10 on FNF. We'll have the highlights and reaction. And here's a game we had go final last night after grabbing their first win last week. The Tigers couldn't get their second over in Aurora. Grand Junction led by a touchdown after half one, but couldn't hold on in the second. Coach Landon McKee has been preaching the importance of playing tough for a full 60, but they could not finish it off on the road. Next week, the Tigers will host Stanley Lake on Friday. The Fruita Wildcats are in action on the road, and it's a tough test all the way in Lakewood. It's the second straight week Fruita is playing across the mountains, and this time they get a tough test with the Bears, who sit at 3-1 on the year. Last week, Fruita fell to Grandview, but the Wildcats will need a big performance from star quarterback Amari Wilson if they want to avenge last week's disappointment. The Bulldogs of Palisade still looking for their first win of the year. Boy, they just do not catch a break in their schedule. Began the year with four extremely difficult opponents. I mean, we're talking defending state champions Roosevelt, state runner-ups Delta, and a really, really good Montrose team. And now they have to head all the way to Golden. And look, when we spoke to head coach Joe Romano before the season, he knew his young team would likely struggle to start the year, but the key will be learning from these matchups and stepping up late in the season when the schedule begins to lighten up. And how about this? Rifle hosting Brush, who has got truly one of the great nicknames in all of sports. The Beat Diggers will be in town to battle the Bears. And you know I got to say it, Bears beats Battlestar Galactica. Might this Battle of the Bees lead to a Battlestar Galactica type action-packed matchup? Well, as always, you can find out tonight at 10 for Friday Night Frenzy. Boy, what a night we have ahead in high school football. All the action and reaction coming your way tonight at 10 over on KREX5. This is what we live for. That's all my time for sports. I'm Big Will Evanson.